obviously a good performance by a lot of guys. I think it was probably our best win this year in terms of coming in with the game plan, having to make do and adjust to an opponent that if we were going to win, it was going to be one way, and it was imposing our will with pace and space and trying to just outwork them from start to finish and just making it a 48-minute game of pace. And I thought our guy did a tremendous job, and that was kind of the exciting part of tonight's game, just taking something, running with it. And the word I used tonight was our team trusted one another. They did a good job of really trusting one another. Trey with the ball movement, the guys playing with pace and playing until they were tired, but they trusted the game plan, they trusted each other, and that was a tremendous win for our guys.
Coach, Damian Jones gets the tip going into the fourth quarter. You've talked about the fourth quarter all season long. What is the message to the guys going into the fourth quarter? What exactly did they do well?
I thought we did a good job of just managing every possession. I thought there were about 3 late in the game that got away from us. But for the most part, we got organized, we got into our sets, and the ball moved. Cam was huge, 7 points in the fourth quarter for Cam, 3 offensive rebounds for John. When you're organized, you can go get offensive rebounds. When you're organized, you can move the ball and make or miss. You're going to get a good look. You're going to buy some time. You're going to make them work. You're going to get to the foul line. All of those things start to come in play just by moving the defense, being organized, and being in position. And I thought that was the best part about tonight. Trey organizing us, John being able to get some offensive rebounds, and Cam stepping up and making some huge shots was tremendous.
Coach, earlier in practice you said you wanted 70 three-point shots from your team, and you got 35, so how do you feel about that?
Well, 70 more is more of, we wanted assisted threes, and we thought if we played with pace, someone was going to have to help. We were going to get layups, and it's really just a mindset. If we can get down the floor early, we can put them in pressure situations where they're scrambling. That's where we get a number of threes, and I thought we did that. To have 29 assists in tonight's game was really the key. It's been 30 in the Washington win, we had 28, I believe it was, in Toronto, and then 29 tonight. And so I think they're just starting to trust each other a little bit more, and that's how we're going to generate the type of shots that we want. The numbers and exaggeration to prove a point.
I know there were a lot of double teams, but what made you think that it would work out if you used Vince on Joel Embiid?
Trying to say it politely. Vince just understands what, it's one night, one game. He's not going to worry about if he gets any fouls. He knows we're sending help anyways. And so he's smart enough, he's physical enough, and he's willing enough to just throw his body around and buy 2 seconds until the double team comes. And so, the other side is you want to keep John out of foul trouble. And Joel's smart enough as well to just attack early before the double team comes, and that'll, before we can even try and help, that would put John in. Vince was our sacrificial lamb. If someone's going to get in foul trouble, we needed Vince to do it, not John.
Coach, despite notable injuries to your front court, Jones and your bench put up 44 points on the Sixers team. What impressed you most about their production?
Well, I just thought Damian was great. In games like this where there's so much attention to Trey, they're trying to switch. They're trying to send extra bodies at him. Just be around the basket. And that's where he got a lot of his dunks. That's how he ended up getting that offensive rebound at the end of the quarter. It's also just how he can impact the game. Eventually someone's going to have to pull over, and then we'll start getting more of those threes. But I thought he did a tremendous job of just being active, setting screens, and then getting to the rim and letting the basketball find him.
Double-double in the first quarter for Trey, finished with 18 assists. What does that do for you guys when he gets going that way so early?
Well, I thought, you see one of those early assists where it's just an easy play, like right off the back. It's just attack, and someone will be open, and he's an excellent passer anyways, but to just see the impact of it right away, it opens his eyes. He doesn't have to come out and try and score. And I think sometimes, he likes to get going by scoring. It's easier to just open the game up. If everyone else is scoring, they're going to stop paying attention to Trey and worry about the shooters, worry about John rolling. But he had the right mindset. It was pace, it was pace, it was pace, and we were able to get some extra possessions and some early possessions where a lot of those shots were late contested or uncontested.
Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
I know that you mentioned a couple of these already, but is there any other particular areas that necessarily won't be on the stat sheet and stick out that help secure the win?
No, I just, I think the biggest thing for us, mainly because it's been a problem, is just we were organized. And we were patient, and we used the clock in the fourth quarter. And to understand why that's important has really been the challenge. When you're scoring, we scored well tonight, and you just think you can keep scoring. Well, you're also giving them opportunities to get the ball back pretty quick so they can keep scoring. Especially when they start getting into the bonus and they're going to be able to score with the clock not moving. And so I just thought Trey did a tremendous job of just walking the ball up, getting us organized, and then running an offensive set so that, in addition to trying to score, we're buying some time and taking some time off the clock.
Coach, we've talked a little bit, really all season about DeAndre's defense. Offensively, I think he's having one of the better stretches he's had all year long. What have you kind of seen from him from the midway point that's kind of allowed him to be successful in being more assertive?
Yeah, I think he's not afraid to make mistakes. He's still learning that aspect of it, but sometimes you see guys that are completely with their hands back and they just don't want to foul, and that's when you get fouled. Like the offensive players run into your body, you're trying not to foul, and you end up picking up a foul. I'd rather these guys be overly aggressive, put the pressure on the officials to make those calls, and try and make plays, be defensive playmakers. And Cam has been tremendous in that aspect. DeAndre's a little bit cautious in that aspect, but I think they're both feeding off each other. Cam's winging the passing lanes, Dre's starting to come over, get some blocks, get some deflections. I want to wind them up. I want to wind both of them up to be stoppers. I want them to be playmakers, and I think as time has gone, they're starting to develop, especially when you play a player again. You start to develop some of their nuances and understand some of their tendencies and try and get an advantage there.
Can you talk about the shoes you and your staff wore? Who organized that?
Our equipment manager, he came to us and Zach, we were at a surprise dinner last night for Rod Higgins. If you guys know Rod, he's celebrating his 60th birthday tomorrow. So most of the staff, coaching staff, Travis and Dan Martinez, we were all, so I didn't watch any basketball, but apparently we were copycat. We saw a couple teams do it in the league. Zach brought it up to our staff this morning and arranged for us to get them. And, that's obviously an emotional time, and everyone's trying to find ways to continue to honor and do what we can to keep the legacy of Kobe going on and just kind of deal with it in individual and team ways. And that was the one, I guess, that's going on right now. And then, our coaches are asking me if we're bringing them to Dallas. So we'll have to see about it.
Thanks, Coach.